Hey everyone, I'm Ultimate456, you're the Ultimates, and welcome to episode 106 of Let's Platinum Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. Okay, so since the last time, I've been very busy, as you can see. I'm on level 95, and I am actually more than halfway, almost 75% of the way to completing another Shatimi pet. I'm going to stop walking here. I'm pretty sure and pretty confident that with the rest of the game that's left, I'll be able to reach level 99, hopefully right by the end. It would be nice if I absolutely make it a perfect journey. But yeah, I'm pretty confident that now we can get to level 99 during the next chapter without too much difficulty. The other thing to mention is that it took me only about 40 minutes since the previous episode. I can't quite remember what level I was on, but it took me about 40 minutes of walking walking to the right and going around this island, you know, reaching Monokuma Rock 5 or 6 times to get to that level, and obviously a combination of doing Shatimi pets as well. Alright, without further ado, let us enter the 5th class trial. Here we go, Monokuma Rock. Oh man, getting really close now. Getting to the pointy end of the game.
Damn right.
Looks like everyone's here.
Huh?
Huh? Is this it? Shouldn't there be more people?
Damn it.
Stop it. You're making me depressed. You're making me depressed. So, it is going to happen again. The cruel conflict where we must doubt our friends. But once we're through this, we can go back, right?
That's right.
That Monokuma bastard said so, didn't he? He said this is the last class trial.
Damn it.
But we've been tricked every step of the way. There's no way I can believe that so easily.
Of course not.
Why can't you believe it? The guy who's making us do all this is the one saying it, you know?
You know, right?
That's why. I'll definitely survive. If we can really go home after we deal with this class trial,
That's right.
I'll definitely find out who the killer is, no matter what. Even if I have to pull out all the stops. What the F? Why are you here? You haven't realized it yet. That feeling of wanting to leave this island? Thinking like that is Monokuma's trap, you know?
Huh?
What are you saying?
Got it?
There's no way Monokuma will end things here. He's planning something far worse. Stop trying to jinx us.
I'll beat you up.
Damn right, stupid rabbits should just shut up. Everyone, you mustn't run away from despair. Huh? I have finally realized, after losing my powers, I've realized that cursing your powerlessness or your fate accomplishes nothing. The possibility may be small, but as long as there's a possibility, you must face it in order to become someone who could be proud of yourself. So I will fight.
Huh?
What's her deal? I do not really know, but she seems different from before. Maybe she read a self-help book?
Wait.
Couldn't figure out how to do his voice for a second there. But her eyes, she looks so determined.
You.
How can you tell just by looking at those button eyes? Anyway, make sure you turn off Minimaru. It'd be annoying if you started talking during the trial. Fine.
But still.
Somehow, I understand what Manami is saying, I think. Anyway, let's get going to the last class trial.
Yep.
You're right. We need to fight as much as we can, no matter what hopeless truth awaits us in the end. Alright, here we go. Roar! This is the end. I kept saying those words to myself over and over within my mind. I entered Monokuma Rock. I'm really glad they didn't give us the opportunity to talk to more people because I'm already kind of like behind with this episode. Usually I like to start like right at the that other point, or like where I set skills, but yeah. This elevator ride, this will be the last time for this too, right? I hope so.
Well?
Let's worry about things after we're finished.
You are right.
More importantly, we must focus on the class trial before us.
Damn it.
The killer managed to kill someone like Nagito. There's no way this is going to go smoothly. I mean, I still can't believe one of us was able to do that.
Nagito
was problematic in many ways, but he was also a valuable asset during the trials. Yeah, you're right. In fact, during the Funhouse ordeal, we were completely dependent on him. But even if he's gone, the ones who survived need to stand and fight. We must fight. And then the door slowly opened. This bright light greeting us. Is that the light of hope or the light of despair?
Well then, now that that chatterbox Nagito is gone, there are only 6 of you left.
Shut the hell up!
Enough! Just effing start this already.
Hey!
This is it, right? This is really the last class trial?
Yep.
It sure is. So, you gotta show some enthusiasm and make sure you give it your all.
All right!
Didn't I tell you? He said it. This is the end.
Now then.
Let's get this trial started.
Viva killing!
This is the last class trial. Let's show some enthusiasm and kill each other.
This is the 5th class trial. According to Monokuma, this is also the last class trial. That curtain is about to rise. Nagito Komaeda, the ultimate lucky student. When I first met him, I thought he was a nice guy. He came across as very social. But his true nature held such a demented thought process that was nothing like his outward appearance. He said he believed in hope more than anything else. He said he was yearning for a powerful hope that can overcome any despair. He said he would even help despair just to prove that hope will never lose to despair. And he said he'd become a stepping stone for hope. His way of thinking was completely screwed up. But there were also times he saved us too. Someone like him was killed. That was the end of him. And I have no idea at all who did it. But there's no way we can end this without knowing. We will be consumed by despair. That's why we absolutely have to find out the person who finished off Nagito, the killer who murdered Nagito. In order to return from this despair alive, we need to reach the truth. And if Monokuma says this is really the last class trial, that's all the more reason we need to do this. And so, this life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, the last one, has begun. Yeah, let's save. Alright, I'm gonna save on this one. Alright, here we go. Let's quickly check my e-handbook. I want to purchase some skills, or one skill. I'm probably going to get Moonsault, because upshift and downshift are useless. Yeah, so the last thing I can get is Moonsault. Increases jumping power during logic dive, so that's good. Grab that. We do have a single thing left. Let's just purchase upshift, just so that we can do that. Okay, that's everything I could get. Go to Hajime, go to... No, not go to Hajime, sorry. Exit back out. Now I'm going to set skills. Don't worry about upshift, put on handiwork and moonsault. Okay. Agito was brutally murdered. His unpredictable death has left a looming shadow of mystery in the hearts of Hajime and the others. Who is the traitor? What was the clue Nagito left? Will they be able to see the light within the darkness between hope and despair? Okay, let's do this. Finish preparations. Okay, 10 minutes in, starting a trial. This is dangerous.
Then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. Oh my, Monami? My cute little sister? You're awfully quiet. What's happened to you? You've ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon? Because you're a rabbit? Chesto! One more time! Jeez! How about this one? This will be my final blow! It's useless.
Please stop! I feel bad for Monomi.
You're right. Now's not the time for me to horse around with Monomi. The class trial has started, after all. The victim this time is Nagito, who was attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
If he was killed for trying to reveal the traitor, that traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
No, that might not be it.
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor? They didn't call out when we were in danger. Wait. Don't tell me you're the traitor.
Don't say something so stupid. There's no way in hell I'm the traitor.
Now that's more like it. Why don't you guys hurry and start arguing already?
The traitor and the killer who murdered Nagito is here, right? Are they the same person? Or... Alright. Sorry. Let's find out.
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up.
What were they trying to find out by torturing him?
Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
Why did the killer have to torture Nagito? No, were the wounds on Nagito's body really caused by torture in the first place? Okay, so this one is actually pretty tricky because there's a lot to go through.
Killer didn't tape
Oops,
Nagito.
that's not what I meant to do. Let's have a read of duct tape. So Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape. However, the blood that splattered onto his face wasn't under the duct tape. The tape itself had a lot of crinkles in it, as if Nagito was desperately moving his mouth underneath it.
Nagito's mouth to shut him up.
So...
I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
I actually can't remember what the
The
reasoning is
reason
here.
Nagito's body was covered.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
But you're supposed to do this.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, okay, I'll explain that trophy in just a sec. I actually thought I was going to hit that really soon, and it almost hit exactly.
But Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything.
Okay, yeah, so if they were torturing him, obviously they would want a confession of some description, but with the duct tape, he couldn't say anything. The Airborne static event, I think is that trophy. It's for shooting down 500 lines of white noise. So that's when I got mine. If you haven't got yours yet, it should be coming up real soon. Or you potentially got it in the previous class trial because I only missed it by what, like 10 there or something. So yeah. All right, but Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything.
If he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that.
I'm prepared. I just realized it. It's a trap.
Trap?
Stupid Hajime. You got caught in that trap.
Stupid.
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
I can't back down! But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how it went. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him...
Damn it!
Oh, there we come. He's going to go back to the original topic.
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut, you'd obviously assume he couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how it went down. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information, and then, after they killed him...
Allow me to cut through those words!
So I think it's because there was no blood under the duct tape.
No, there's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
What did you say?
What did he say?
Who cares about the duct tape? We might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors.
We don't need to play a game. It's clear the duct tape was on his mouth before the torture even began.
Why do you always side with Hajime? Do you have a crush on him or something?
Are you in elementary school or something?
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
The blood on his face came from his arm wounds, which means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles around his mouth. He must have been struggling to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so we wouldn't be able to scream. Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture. It was to keep his mouth shut.
However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity.
They probably had a deep grudge against Nagito.
Then, are you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer?
If so, it's friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
No, they didn't just go crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard. If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
The warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
We can't think of any other reason.
But who could have done that? When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse.
Yeah. And right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames started burning from the very back.
Which means, it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
The killer isn't one of us. But that's not the case, huh? I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Even if it was only a coincidence, the timing was just too perfect.
Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this.
Some kind of setup? Like what?
I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect. Alrighty then, let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
Damn right it is!
The reason for the fire, huh? They're right. We need to clear that up first. Alright, I think this one, like the beginning I think was actually quite tough, but this one, at least for me, is not that bad. Like I was able to figure it out.
The direct cause of the fire was the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
The killer used some kind of setup. He lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
Some way?
Maybe they used invisible thread.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
Or perhaps opening the door caused intense wind pressure to tip over the lighter.
Okay. Some kind of setup was used to start that fire. So what could it be? Alright.
The direct
So this one isn't too bad. Like I said, if you go to Monokuma panels, it says a lot of tipped over Monokuma panels were scattered around the goods warehouse. In one area, the panels seem to be laying on top of each other in a straight, orderly line. So if we
cause of the
switch
fire was
to Monokuma panels,
The oil lighter
we
found at
speed all the way to the end.
He lit the curtain on fire.
some kind of setup.
Did they use the oil?
They probably just
based on the shape of that oil, it can stand upright.
If they tipped over, it could have ignited.
some way?
Maybe they used invisible thread.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound.
Or perhaps opening the
I agree with that.
So when Akane kicked the door open, the panels fell over and lit the flame.
I also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
Just as I thought. It was the wind pressure. A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan!
No, not wind pressure. They probably used the Monokuma panels. A huge number of tipped-over Monokuma panels were found at the crime scene, right? It looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line. Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
Does that mean anything?
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
A domino effect. You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels. So when we opened the warehouse door, the first panel toppled into the second, and from there, they fell like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
That's probably why they turned off the lights in the warehouse, so we wouldn't notice them.
So the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect.
And one more thing. There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
Indeed there was, and we're going to find out what that was next time. For now, though, I want to thank you all for watching episode 106 of Let's Platinum Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. My name's Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and I'll see you next time.